Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I've not been around very much lately, but still been crafting a bit. Not so much at the moment, bit of mojo gone missing, but I have got some journals which I will be just finishing off and be putting up soon on YouTube and onto Etsy. So if you're interested in those, keep a lookout. What I'd really like to do is share this journal with you very briefly, but more accurately, I suppose. I really want to get back to my own junk journaling. I do it, I dip in and out of it, and I do it in all sorts of different ways, but I recently purchased this journal from Sarah at Crafty Paper Bits, and I absolutely love it. And I'm going to use it to do my style of junk journaling, I hope. Which my style of junk journaling is a bit of stick and plonk. It's very eclectic. Let me show you the first junk journal I made. I have shown this before, but quite a long time ago. So this is the first one I ever made about 10 years ago. And this was following a course called Remains of the Day. I've managed to squeeze 3 signatures into a very narrow spine. It's a wraparound, and it's what we do now, or what I do now. It's fabric over card. Anyway, this I put together, and this is how I junk journal. So I use, this is not vintage style particularly. I'm quite drawn to that these days, as you all know, but this is not particularly vintage. But it is a sort of scrapbook, I guess, as pockets. This is a very random mix of junk. This one actually was made with scrapbook papers. Don't know even what this was. Oh, this is from a brochure. We went to the Bronte's house, Haworth in Yorkshire. There's a picture of my dad, flowers from my garden, just a pretty postcard, maybe a magazine, I'm not sure. I won't go all through it, but you get the picture really. It's our old, rather lovely old dog, no longer with us. I use a lot of photographs in this. This is a card. Tickets, places we've been, pockets for putting stuff in, just memories really, bits and bobs, and it all very random. So this is Haworth again. So I did Haworth at the beginning, I've done Haworth again there. It's just what occurs to me. This was a New Year's Eve do that we went to. This was collaged heart that I made. And if you looked through my journals, I've got 4 or 5 or more of these. So this one's working too well because that's come up there. You'll probably see the similar photographs. I sometimes use the photographs more than once. I've used a vintage bag here. Another exhibition we went to. So that's how I junk journal. So this particular journal I saw Sarah make and fell in love with it and managed to buy it. There was a key on the front. This was attached, but I've taken that off because it clangs about too much. And there was some yarn, some fibres on the front here with a charm. The charm I've moved to the inside, and I took the fibres off because I preferred it without them. And Sarah, I'm sure, will be quite happy with that. Everything else is just as it was. And I'm not going to flick through the whole of this journal now because I'll put a link underneath so you can go and have a look at Sarah's flip through of it and enjoy it from her perspective. It's chock full of ephemera, which I like. And as I go through this and use it and fill these pages up, it may be that I use some of the ephemera. This is the front pocket, so she's made a tag here. She's included some double-sided paper and an old photograph. I may, or more likely won't, use those. I will take those out and use them for something else. I am probably going to leave this in, and I'll show you why in a moment. This is the charm that was on the front, so I've just moved that onto this ruffle. And as I say, if I do a number of these Journal With Me videos, then you will obviously get to see the rest of this as I go through it. Quite often I dip in and out and go to different pages. I'm going to try and work through this one front to back. It's not going to be all memories, it's going to be a mixture. So my first idea, because the other thing I should tell you is that I have a box of photographs and bits, that box, and also this box. So this has got cards and pictures, things that we've either been and done, that I've kept, places we've been, pictures that I've seen in a magazine that I like. It's not as full as it used to be because obviously, like the rest of you over this last 18 months, we have done very, very little. That's how life's been. So as I say, I'm not quite sure what's going to be in here. But in this box of bits, I had this little cross stitch. It was bigger. It was on a bigger piece of Aida cloth. But I quite liked it. I quite liked that it was blue and went with the theme of this. And I think I am going to stitch this on here. Probably use my machine and just stitch around the edge onto this piece of fabric. And then do a little bit of writing, journaling, proper journaling of my 1990s obsession with cross stitch. So I'm going to go away and do that off screen because most of it will be writing. And I'll show you how different these pages can look with a little bit of handwritten text on them. So I'll see you shortly. Okay, probably seems like I've not been gone, but I have been gone for a little while, and I'm just going to show you my first spread in this junk journal. It's not particularly pretty. I'm not really into making pretty pages in my own journals. I want it to look pleasing to the eye, I suppose, but that's always a work in progress. Anyway, this is my little tag stitched together. So that's just stitched on there, and then I've done some journaling here. I've continued it on this front pocket, and then other bits on here. I've just done a scribbly border around this picture that was already in the journal. This is the pen I use in my journals. It's called a Pilot Permaball, and I really like this one because it writes on any surface and dries, so it'll write on shiny, on photographs, everything. So I've done that scribbly border. I quite like this costume, and I've just briefly said why. I've also taken a photograph, a very poor photograph, in a very dull area of my house, so you can see the lamp, you know, the pendant light shining there. This is one of the Teresa Wentzler designs that I completed and really love. There's another one on the back here. This is Lily of the Valley Fairy. This is the Carousel Horse. So that's just backed onto a bit of that paper that was in the pocket originally that Sarah put in. So that's in there. That's in there. I actually added this little piece on. The rest was as Sarah had made it. And the other thing that I would really like you to understand is that I really dislike, like many of us, really dislike my handwriting. Prefer it when I do block capitals to the joined up, but I work with it. There's no way I can type on there. I still think it looks more interesting with the text on it. In this particular book, I'm not going to do anything more to this page because this is an original document. I don't know if we've got the date on this. It's a French document. There's a little bit of dry embossing on here. I don't know the age of that. But what I really love is the writing. Sarah's put the sticker on it, which all the blues look lovely together. So this is staying as a very interesting contrast to my own handwriting. And I know which I prefer. So if I turn the page, again, we've got more of that beautiful writing. Pretty certain that I'm going to leave that as it is, and then we'll do something on this this page here next time. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.